It's okay.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to WCONA Live, the reading series of the Writers' Conference of Northern Appalachia. I'm Damian Dresick with my co-host,
Christina Veladota. How are you, Damian?
I am well, thank you, Christina. How is life in Wheeling, West Virginia this evening?
Cold and snowy.
So you've at least looked outside.
I was just outside. I was outside. I went for a walk and I came back in. How are you in Prospect?
Freshly showered, Christina.
You mean to tell me it's Thursday already?
It is. And I've learned there are some sins soap can't remove. So who do we have reading tonight?
Guess we ought to get on to the important part. So tonight we have Christina Veladota, who is a poet who has been published in many literary journals, including Glass, a journal of poetry, the Laurel Review, the Journal, Bellingham Review, Dialogist, Hotel Amerika, and Mid-American Review. She is the author of 2 chapbooks, Clutch and Blood by Aldrich Press, 2016, and The Girl and Her Lions by Finishing Line Press, 2010. Yeah, I know, right? She currently serves as an associate professor of English composition and literature at Washington State Community College in Marietta, Ohio, where she is also the coordinator of the WSCC Honors Program. She was a finalist for a 2020 Sustainable Arts Foundation grant and is a recipient of a 2020 Individual Excellence Award from the Ohio Arts Council. I have to say one more thing. Christina is also a fellow student from Ohio University. We were graduate students there together. And I keep getting people to come on this show from there because I just love all my Bobcat peeps. So let's bring her on.
Good evening, Christina.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
We're excited to have you.
So how are you handling all this Christina energy, Damian? Christina to the left of you, Christina to the bottom.
I'm not sure we should put it that way.
On that note, perhaps we should leave the screen and let...
I think so. I'm going to beat a hasty retreat.
All right. We will be back to talk with you after your reading, Christina. Thank you for coming on.
Sounds great. Thank you. Okay, so tonight I'm going to read 3 older poems. They all appear in my chapbook titled Clutch and Brood, which came out in 2016, and they're all prose poems. The first 2 I thought were particularly appropriate for this because they have to do with my experiences in Appalachia. And then the third one doesn't really do that, but I have an explanation for why I chose it, and I'll get to that at the end. So the first poem actually originally appeared in the Journal, and it was based on my impressions of the Athens County Fair. And it's titled, The Threshold of Can We Do This Now? Today we will Ferris wheel. We will tilt-a-whirl. We will long lines patiently before the zero gravity of panic. We will zero gravity. We will candy apples, cotton candy, funnel cakes. We will balloons popping, balloons floating to their escape. We will real and painted ponies. We will shouts to win tchotchkes for your women. We will tunnel of love and believe we haunted house. We will sometimes hands to our mouths. We will band of teenagers and lights at evening in a small city within a small city for a flash at summer's end. We will not mystic our future until its inventor palms our cash. Now, I live in the city of Athens right now, but I've lived in Athens County since 1998. And for about 6 years, I lived in Guysville. So it was much more rural than Athens, which is already a pretty rural place. And it was so beautiful there, and I miss it all the time. But so I wrote this poem about my time there. And it was originally published in the Bellingham Review, actually an online edition of the Bellingham Review. It's called A Brief Novel with No Interior Doors. I admit I was stuck in the passionate kiss of leaving. My honesty was 2 hands inside 2 other hands. Sometimes there were breaks in things, and the sky held the lightning's visible fracture for days. Maybe I should have heard the barking as soliloquy to the saddest part of wounding. Maybe I should have read disaster in the buzzard's funnel cloud over the far field. Hooves on the midnight gravel said deer, but meant the slow stamp of the horse escaping. My child was inside my body then, flourishing fine hair. What else could I do but hoist them with me into the dismantled night? When the pup was hit and killed, 2 of his siblings bowed their heads to me, while the other stayed alone in the grass across the road, savoring a deer carcass to bone. So this final poem is about my mother. My mother passed away in 2013. She had Alzheimer's, and everyone knows that's kind of a complicated disease. And I sort of think of this poem as being from her perspective, sort of in her voice. And it originally appeared in the Laurel Review, and it's titled "Come In, All You Pallbearers of Memory." Each day is the scaffolding of my forgetting. Even so, my hospital room is full. Everyone is finally getting to know everyone else. I'm still the blue dress of the last time you saw me, still your thunderous glasses raised. I dress each question in a different white coat, haunt the lamps of my father's house to a whisper. Your toasts all pose as sacraments, and when you're sick, you marry each symptom, plural the cure. Even so, my father's parlor is still the best blue dress. Everyone is finally everyone else. Outside, a chimney exhales a bruise of weather. I want to open my mouth against the wind's cool torso and calm each ache in the sky. Come in, all you words, how I've missed you. Come in, all you voices, fill the parlor. I'm the woman who knows everything your woman doesn't know. It's been deafening without you. Thank you.
Thank you. What wonderful work. I'm such a big fan of the prose poem. I really love the way that that charged language can work in space. And I really, your first one I thought was just outstanding. I love that way it was sort of balanced on that we will and we will not, and that kind of verbification of those nouns. And that way it all added up to meaning at the end is sort of that wonderful balance of inevitability and surprise.
Oh, that's so sweet of you. Thank you.
I will never be able to see anybody over the age of 80 again without thinking of their thunderous glasses. That was one. What a great image. Wow, that's really.
Thank you.
Thank
you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. It's very kind.
Well, I'm like Damien. I was rendered rather speechless because I felt like I needed to just capture the words as you were reading them so that I could look at them again. Because I felt like I needed to spend more time. I mean, if I wrote down every line that I thought was incredible or memorable, I wouldn't have enough room on my scratch paper that I keep here. But I was really struck by when you said sometimes honesty is two hands inside two other hands.
That was my honesty was two hands inside two other hands. Yes.
That's incredible. And I also love the idea of come in all you pallbearers of memory. And I just talked with my students today who are writing stories about pain at their choosing. I don't make them do it. And one of them is talking about her grandmother with Alzheimer's. And this, what you were reading just seems so reminiscent of sort of the exchanges that she talks about. But obviously your words are just so exquisite and imagistic. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. You know, that particular poem, you know, as many people know, when it comes to Alzheimer's, like you really the person is sort of unstuck in time, right? And so they don't always know what year it is or how old they are, and they don't always, you know, certainly recognize everybody in the room. And I obviously have no idea what that feels like, you know, so I was just trying to capture it as best I could using, you know, this particular kind of language. You know, I mean, because I didn't know how else to express it. Yeah, basically, I didn't know how else to express it.
Yeah, and I mean, I was really fascinated by your use of the image of scaffolding.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and this how do you hang on? How do you build up and build out? I mean, and the, you know, idea of words. What do words mean then? How words mean? I mean, they mean something different now.
Mm-hmm.
Different state of being than they did before. So I just really can't say enough about how beautiful all of your poems were tonight.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, lovely work. Now, I understand from our introduction that you have books that people can purchase.
I don't know if my first chapbook, The Girl and Her Lions, this is from Finishing Line Press. I'm not sure. I mean, I assume you could still get it. But this came out in 2010, so a while ago. And then Clutch and Brood. Also, I kind of a glare on the picture, but yeah, this came out from Kelsey Press, and well, actually, it was a Aldrich Press, I guess, an imprint of Kelsey Books. So I'm assuming that it's still out there somewhere.
Cool.
And I wanted to say to both of you, congratulations on this amazing series. I've watched a couple of them recently. I have to say, the poets were amazing, but you guys are so generous and great readers and listeners of poetry, listeners too, yes. And your comments were so insightful, and it was just, you know, it's been lovely watching the other videos.
Well, thank you so much. We're both very. I'll speak for Christina. I don't do that generally, but I think I can here. We are both so very, very grateful to the writers who have agreed to come on this show. People, our region's writers have been so generous with their time, and we're also very happy that the show's been able to find an audience.
Yeah, that's great. That is really great. So congratulations to both of you.
Thank you. We honestly could not do this without our writers, and we exist for our writers and to give all of you a platform during this time when we can't do live readings.
That's true. That's true. And I really appreciate it, actually.
And it's really nice for us because we get to hang out with super cool people every Thursday.
Yeah, otherwise they wouldn't want to know at least one of us.
Never mind. Before we let you go, though, your dad has left a message.
Oh, okay.
It's a very long one, but he left a wonderful message. And I know that if my dad ever listened to me read anything, I would say. It's very, very kind.
That is very sweet, Dad. Thank you so much.
Awesome for coming on and listening. So thank you again. And I do want to remind everybody to please stay on the video, stay in your link, keep watching, because we have a major announcement in like 1 second. So thank you again, Christina.
Thank you.
And, we'll see everybody in 1 second.
So we are going to be joined by several of our other.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, I'm adding people. No?
Good. All right, everybody. We do have a major announcement, and I will for once keep being ridiculous and let us have. Is everybody here? I think we're missing James, but he said he had a meeting tonight. So Damien and I have invited the rest of our committee to join us on this occasion to make a major announcement. Damien, would you like to make the announcement?
I would like to. Well, I think we could all make the announcement collectively. But the main thrust of the announcement is after being the Writers' Conference of Northern Appalachia for 2 years, we have had a bit of conversations among ourselves, and we are realizing we're doing more than just a conference now. And we need a name that goes with all the cool stuff that we are doing and the things that are in the pipeline. Christina, do you want to tell everybody our new name?
Yes. Our new name is the Writers Association of Northern Appalachia, or WCONA. Out of this video stream and let one of our other committee members join us while I flip all of our graphics everywhere in the universe. Oh, yeah.
Yay, James.
Hey, everybody.
All right.
Hey,
Okay.
James.
So, would all of you like to tell our audience what this means now that we are the Writers Association of Northern Appalachia?
I didn't know there was going to be a quiz.
It's open book, Donna.
Yeah, we're working with professors, you know.
Well, so that everyone knows, Donna Zarella is our treasurer and our main money guru, and she knows stuff about us. But we were so happy to have you on board, and all this time, Donna, what are you looking most forward to with this new organization?
How the outreach we can do throughout the region to the writing groups that are already existing and connecting with other writers. It's just a really exciting time. So I'm so glad to be part of the group and looking forward to the conference, looking forward to just everything that's planned. So.
Well, I think we have fun, but I really feel like we do in our own way make a difference, right?
Mm-hmm.
How about the rest of you? What are you looking forward to in this new era of what we do for Northern Appalachia?
Well, we have some new concrete initiatives.
Yes, we do.
We are pursuing. Dan, is there one that you find you want to tell people about?
Yeah, one of the things I'm looking forward to is that we are going to be hosting some workshops and retreats. I always, for me, I'm a technical guy. I like the craft, and I can't get enough of it. So I am so looking forward to whether we do it virtually or post-pandemic get together in person for little retreats. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be very, very interesting to finally have workshops that cater to our region and the types of things we like to write about and the type of people who do the writing. So I'm looking forward to that.
Very cool. Very cool.
And if there's one thing we have found out hosting this series, there are incredibly talented writers in this region that I think we would all love to learn from. And so I'm really looking forward to that too. Getting to spend more than 5 or 6 minutes with these wonderful writers will be fantastic.
Yeah, we have had such, I'm such expertise over the last 75 or 80 writers, and we've got a lot more folks in this region who are so gifted. So we're absolutely looking to set up some workshops, some weekend retreats over the next. That's something we're just starting. We are also recruiting staff for a new literary journal.
Absolutely. That is going to be exciting. I don't know how the rest of you feel, but I think we really need this journal to celebrate the writing of people in this region.
Yeah, we
I
are
think
very
what's great
excited
is
about
that I think what's great is that we've moved beyond just being a conference and something that happens once a year. And I think one of the overarching goals of starting this association is to make it a year-round organization offering all sorts of initiatives for people from the region, living in the region, writing about the region, to get together and meet other writers, make connections. I think, that all started with WCONA Live, obviously, which is now going to be WANA Live going forward, I think, right? So, that was really the beginning of turning it from a once a year thing into a year round thing. And I think a lot of the things that, I think we're going to be hearing more about in the coming days, weeks, months are going to be really exciting for people who are interested in kind of joining the ride, with us as we sort of take this conference to the next level.
Yeah, and on that point, I do want to say, James, for bringing that up. I think we all kind of want to publicly celebrate Christina and Damien for all the success they've had with WCONA Live and now WANA Live, because that has been a main driver, I think, for us to realize that this could be so much more than just a conference. And so I just want to take a moment right now. I think we should all give them a little round of applause. Great job, guys.
Absolutely.
I would bow, but I'd probably knock my computer off its stand.
You give new meaning to thunderous glasses.
Full circle. Somebody asked if there's a new website. Christina, do you want to?
There is a brand new website. I'm very excited about it. It is now, even if you put in our old address, it'll take you right to it. We are the Writers Association of Northern Appalachia.org. And I will put that in the chat.
So one of the things that we did not say is, if for those of you who are interested in podcasts, all of our WCONA Lives, which now are WANA Live, are being released as podcasts. So if you've almost wrecked your car, like some of us, while trying to listen to this awesome literature while driving down the road, now you don't really need to. You can do an audio only thing.
Damien, you can't even text and drive. You're over here with a a tome trying to read.
That's like I keep missing the deer.
I remember that call. I remember that call. That's when I knew I was glad we recruited you.
That was the only thing Jody knew about me for like 6 months. Is you're the guy who missed the deer.
Yeah, it's all about missing the deer in our region. You know,
Yeah.
that is critical when you're on the road, right?
Hey, hashtag WANA problems. Okay, so
It's really funny.
Well, that's how you say I love you in Northern Appalachia, right? Look out for deer. Be careful.
One thing I do want to stress that we are more than just a conference, but that does not mean we are not a conference. We're not a conference. So remember, September 10th through the 12th at Ogilvy Resort in Wheeling, West Virginia. We're going to be pushing out our call for papers in the next few days. Looking for wonderful readers, presenters, workshop leaders, people who create a community in the region in less than an hour. Christina, outside of Pittsburgh, is that an hour? Less than an hour?
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it's not a bad. I did it 2 years ago. It was a piece of cake, and it's beautiful.
Piece of cake.
It's
Piece
beautiful.
of cake outside of Pittsburgh.
Yeah, roughly a metric piece of cake. So,
Well, I know that Heather and Donna stayed with me. We brought live from Ogilvy for our virtual conference this past year, and it was a pretty easy drive, right?
Yes. Fun weekend.
Very easy. Oh, yes.
Time.
It was a fun weekend.
A good time
Now,
had by all.
one other thing, I'm cheating. I really was serious about the open book, Donna. We are also launching our membership drive.
Yeah.
So if you want to be a member of WANA, of the Writers Association of Northern Appalachia, what should people do?
Well, they should keep their emails peeled or whatever it is that we're doing. And wait for an announcement for us. We are going to build it into 2 different components at least, part of our conference registration. But even before that, we will be opening up our association to members. And we would love to have all of you, especially our regular listeners, join us. We have a lot of things planned for the Writers Association of Northern Appalachia members. And when you join now, and I feel like I'm at a telethon, and I'm not trying to be.
just $9.99. It's free. I promise.
Is there a BOGO?
But if you join early on, then you can definitely be a part of our growth. And really, what I think of is the next stage of our evolution as an organization.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great opportunity for any writer in the region. So we could not be more excited.
Mm-hmm.
We are. We're going to get T-shirts.
We should make them say, to Donna's point about the BOGO, we should make them say, buy WANA, get WANA.
Well, I think it's a logo.
You're on it, Dan.
Register one. Get one.
That's our idea, man, in case you guys don't realize it.
That's what this guy brings to the table, okay?
I think, though, there's one thing we haven't talked about, and then we should probably let our good-hearted listeners go. We are also planning on a book imprint to help get the word out and publish books by excellent Northern Appalachian writers. Right, Damien?
We are super excited about this. So if this is also something that you want to be involved with, we would love to have you be involved with us.
Yes.
We've been going strong since 2019, actually something like that. It's COVID time, so it's the past.
While we're looking for experience, we also accept enthusiasm. So if you want to join us, help us with any of these initiatives, or help us spread the word with what we're doing, or just join us and hang out with us. We're pretty fun. We would love to have you. So reach out. We have the website, of course, our Facebook page, Twitter, Instagram. We are obviously on YouTube as well. We do have a community page on Facebook that you can find if you go to our main Facebook page. There's a group there for WANA. So thank you all of you who I work with. David, what would you like to add?
Oh, and just if any of y'all are attending the virtual Appalachian Studies Association conference this year, we will be there talking about WANA Live.
Yes.
So please find us there.
Damien and I will be talking about WCONA Live and all the work we've done this year with the series, and we'll also be featuring some writers that we haven't talked to yet. So, anyway, thank you all so very much. And when I say that, I mean all of you, all of my partners in crime in this wonderful thing that we do. And also to our listeners, our audience, we would not still be here if you didn't want us to be here. So thank you all so very much.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks a lot, everyone.
Thank you.
Follow us on Twitter. I just changed the Twitter handle.
Yeah.
Appalachia.
James, what is the new
WCONA
Twitter
Appalachia. At WAN Appalachia.
Very cool.
Right.
Follow us now.
And that's the same
Excellent.
for
And
Instagram.
who do we have next week, Christina?
I don't remember. See you all next week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.